Welcome back to Investing Talk podcast. Today, we are really zeroing in on, well, one of the most watched, maybe most volatile high-growth stocks out there, Rigetti Computing. This is pure quantum computing, right at the bleeding edge. And honestly, the stock's ride has been pretty wild. So the big question we're trying to answer for you, our listener, it's pretty straightforward. Is Rigetti Computing a buy right now at this moment? We've pulled together institutional research, technical charts, market chatter, everything current as of October 19, 2025 to give you the full picture, the good and the bad. But before we get into all that, please do hit subscribe, like the show, leave a comment, and hey, if there's another company you're curious about, maybe something totally different, just drop it in the comments after we introduce the topic.
Okay, so to really set this up properly, you need to see the bigger picture first. Rigetti Computing, it's a leader, or certainly positioned as one, in a sector quantum computing that basically everyone agrees is set for just massive exponential growth. We're talking about the next decade as things really start to commercialize. What we're trying to do here is figure out why the market is valuing this company so incredibly high, even though it's still quite early days financially.
Right. Okay, let's unpack that, starting with the basics, the business itself, the financials. And yeah, when you look at the numbers, it's a classic story for this kind of tech company, isn't it? Early stage, high growth potential, low revenue, high burn rate.
Exactly.
So specifically, the trailing 12 months revenue, TTM, that came in at $7.93 million. Now, that does show solid growth year over year, and it's coming from selling their quantum platforms, getting those services going. And this is but the net income for that same period, a loss, a big one, negative $164.83 million.
Yeah, and that loss figure, I mean, it looks shocking on its own, right? But you have to understand, that's almost the cost of entry in this specific game. It's the price you pay to be a first mover or try to be in a field that just eats capital. Heavy R&D, building out massive infrastructure. It's a race where, arguably, the winner could take a huge chunk of the market. Spending $164 million on R&D, that's kind of what it takes to try and hit that next big tech milestone before, the giants like Google or IBM do.
Okay, but let's just address the elephant in the room here. $15 billion market cap, less than $8 million in revenue. I mean, that flies in the face of pretty much all conventional investing wisdom. Are we just betting purely on future dreams here? Or is there something fundamental, some strategic edge we're missing that somehow justifies this kind of premium?
That's the core question, absolutely. And yes, it is a bet on potential, but specifically, it's a bet on them successfully scaling up their unique proprietary technology. The valuation isn't really tied to today's P&L. It's tied to the architecture. Rigetti, they focus on superconducting quantum processing units, QPUs. The market is paying this premium because their approach, using specific devices like the Novera QPU and now the Ankaa 3 system, well, it's seen by many as one of the most promising paths to building large, stable, error-corrected quantum computers.
So that superconducting architecture, that's the secret sauce then. How does that actually give them an edge, a real competitive moat against, I don't know, dozens of others chasing quantum?
Well, what's interesting is the technical differentiation. Superconducting qubits, the kind Rigetti uses, they're often seen, at least in some research circles, as having maybe the clearest near-term path to just scaling up the number of qubits, especially compared to other ways, like ion trap technology. Rigetti keeps reporting devices with higher qubit counts than most competitors are publicly showing right now. So they've got a bit of a head start, not just in the hardware itself, but also, and this is crucial in how they sell it, their service model. They're seeing more and more recurring revenue from QK's quantum computing as a service, making that shift from just selling a box to providing ongoing cloud access and processing power. That's how you build a sticky, potentially high-margin revenue stream. You add that to the strategic partnerships they've already locked down, US, UK, Asia, government, industry. And you start to see, okay, maybe that's why the market's putting such a huge growth multiple on them.
And their financial position, even with that cash burn, it seems sort of designed to let them keep running this R&D marathon.
Exactly. The balance sheet looks okay where it needs to for this kind of company. It's mostly equity financed. That means low debt, or at least manageable debt. That structure gives them breathing room, less immediate bankruptcy risk while they're still pouring cash into staying ahead technologically. Free cash flow is still negative, no surprise there. But importantly, it is improving year over year, That suggests the revenue growth is finally starting to make a dent in how fast they're burning through cash.
Okay, let's pivot. Let's talk technicals because, wow, this is definitely high risk, high conviction trading territory, isn't it? The price action alone tells a story. Just look at the charts. The stock rocketed from a 52-week low of, what, $50.91 all the way up to a recent high of $58.15. That kind of move just screams intense market belief in the whole quantum narrative, and right now it's trading consistently above both its 50-day and 200-day moving averages. That's your classic textbook signal of sustained bullish momentum underneath.
And yeah, if you're thinking about actively trading this, you absolutely have to know its beta, 1.61. That is very high volatility. What that high beta means is, look, this isn't something you stick in your safe retirement account. This is capital you've specifically set aside for potentially explosive growth. It comes with serious risk. But that same volatility is also what delivered that incredible run-up we just saw. So mapping it out technically, there seems to be strong conviction around current levels. Near-term support looks pretty solid in the mid-$40. It closed last near $47.97. Resistance looking out over the next, say, 3 months probably sits between $58 and $65. If this momentum carries through Q4, you could reasonably expect a trading range between maybe $49 and $65. And the technical indicators, things like RSI and Manditi, they're actually backing up continued buying interest. They're not flashing major overbought warnings or signs of an imminent collapse just yet. It looks more like a sustained accumulation.
It's obvious retail traders are all over this. You see it online. But what about the big money? Institutional conviction feels pretty key for a $15 billion valuation. And yeah, institutional money is coming in quite substantially, actually. The company's getting added into various quantum indexes, thematic ETFs focused on AI and quantum convergence. And crucially, we haven't seen any significant insider selling recently. That's usually a good sign that management feels pretty confident about the near-term outlook.
And on the retail side, you mentioned it. That buzz is definitely bullish across Reddit, X, places like that. It's driven partly by real quantum progress the company announces, sure. But also, let's be honest, partly by speculation, M&A rumors, which we should probably talk about. Because that really brings up the key question, doesn't it? What specific things, what actual events are going to happen in the next, say, 90 days that could justify or even push the price higher from here? We need to watch 3 big potential catalysts really closely. Okay, catalyst 1, earnings. Simple as that. Their Q3 results are due November 11th, 2025. The consensus is looking for strong year-over-year revenue growth, obviously. But maybe more importantly, signs that they're continuing to narrow those operating losses. That would show they're getting more efficient as they scale.
Catalyst 2 is product-driven. This gets back to the proprietary tech we talked about. Management's been dropping some pretty strong hints about launching their next-gen platform, the Anka 4 QPU, pretty soon, maybe by December 2025. New hardware, especially if it represents a real leap in qubit count or quality, that's a huge potential boost in this sector. Instant credibility.
And Catalyst 3, big customer wins. There's a lot of chatter in the sector about Rigetti potentially landing a new, large U.S. government contract, think defense, maybe research, or possibly signing up a major Fortune 500 company as a client. Given how they've talked about their sales pipeline, an announcement like that could really happen any week now, and it would immediately add weight to that recurring QCS revenue story.
Okay, let's talk about that buzz, the speculation, because that's where you get the potential for a really dramatic jump, a sort of step change in the stock price. There was unconfirmed talk just this month, October 2025, suggesting Rigetti might be an M&A target, for one of the big tech or cloud players, Amazon, Microsoft, maybe even a chip maker, someone looking to basically buy their way into quantum commercialization instead of building it all from scratch.
Right. And then there are those persistent rumors about landing a really big new government contract, something that could add tens of millions to their recurring revenue forecast almost overnight. That would dramatically change how that revenue to market cap ratio looks. The potential upside here is huge. If either of those rumors turns out to be true, if there's a real announcement, you could easily see the stock jump by high double-digit percentages very quickly. It would instantly make that current premium valuation look a lot more reasonable.
But we have to bring in the analysts here, because their view adds a really important layer of, well, maybe caution, or at least something to think about. There are 7 analysts covering the stock, and they have a strong buy consensus rating. That sounds great. But then you look at their actual price targets.
Yeah, the consensus target is only $28.29. The range goes from $18 up to $50. And here's the critical point. The stock, closing near $48, is already bumping against the very top end of that range. It's blown past the average target significantly. What you often see is that Wall Street analysts can be slow to react, especially with super volatile frontier tech like this gap, where the stock price is way ahead of the official targets. It's kind of classic. It's like the market is shouting, we think we know something the analysts haven't put in their models yet. The market has already priced in a level of success that the formal reports haven't caught up to. So as an investor, you have to be confident that those upcoming catalysts we talked about, they need to actually happen and be big enough to justify this price level, which is already above what the analysts are officially recommending.
Okay, finally, before we wrap up with a final thought, let's quickly cover the risks. Because they are significant. The main ones are pretty standard for any company trying to do something completely new, right? Can they actually execute? Can they scale this technology effectively? Can they survive the losses until they finally reach profitability? And is there a risk that someone else comes up with even better tech tomorrow and makes theirs obsolete? This field moves incredibly fast.
Absolutely. Plus, the whole quantum sector is intensely competitive. It requires immense amounts of capital just to stay in the game. And then there's the macro risk. If the broader market takes a downturn, high beta, unprofitable tech stocks like Rigetti often get hit much harder than the average stock. You absolutely have to go into this understanding it's the definition of a high-risk, high-reward play.
So pulling it all together then, what's the verdict on Rigetti computing? Is now a good time to consider buying?
Okay, our final synthesis, looking at everything, leans bullish. We give it a 9 out of 10 rating overall. And here's why. The company gives you unique, focused exposure to quantum computing actually becoming a commercial reality. That's backed by revenue growth, that's speeding up, key customer wins starting to stack up. The technical picture is strong right now, showing real momentum, and that's supported by both significant institutional buying and very positive retail sentiment. So yeah, it looks potentially well-suited for both short-term traders trying to play those Q4 catalysts and also for long-term investors who really believe in the disruptive power of their specific superconducting GPU technology and are willing to ride out the volatility.
Right. So we've established the company is clearly shifting gears, moving from just R&D towards real revenue. And the stock's momentum has, as you said, already outpaced the official analyst targets by quite a bit. So here's the final thought for you to chew on. Given that huge $15 billion market cap already, what specific fundamental metrics, something beyond just saying revenue grew or losses narrowed, what would you personally need to see in that upcoming November earnings report to feel truly confident that the current stock price is justified? Something to think about until next time.